The invention of credit scores. How worthiness became a number, and morality got monetized. If money is based on trust, the next question is obvious. How do we decide who's trustworthy? In the past, this was a deeply human question. People judged based on community, reputation, behavior. A local shopkeeper knew who paid back, who needed time, who was struggling. But as money scaled, and lending moved from neighbors to banks, that human trust had to be systematized. Enter the credit score. A number that decides if you can rent a home, if you can buy a car, if you're deserving of opportunity. And here's the hard truth. That number isn't just about money. It's about morality, surveillance, and power. 1. The origins of the credit score. Credit scoring began in the mid-20th century, but it exploded in the 1980s with the rise of big data, consumer finance, risk management algorithms. Companies like FICO created proprietary scoring systems based on payment history, debt levels, credit mix, length of credit history, new credit inquiries. Sounds neutral, right? But here's the problem. Credit scoring reduces trust to a formula. It replaces context with math. And when you strip out context, you ignore humanity. 2. Who gets shut out? The credit system doesn't just measure, it filters. It decides who gets mortgages, business loans, phone plans, insurance rates, even jobs. Which means people with low or no scores are often immigrants, survivors of abuse, gig workers, people of color, low-income families. It punishes paying cash, avoiding debt, life disruption, job loss, illness, divorce. In other words, it often punishes the already vulnerable. 3. A system with no appeal. Credit scores are opaque, proprietary, automated. There's no one to call and explain your story. No one to say, I had cancer. No one to hear, I fled an abusive home. No one to know, I helped my mom through surgery and fell behind on rent. There's just a number. And the number says, denied. 4. From trust to surveillance. Modern credit scoring isn't just about lending. It's creeping into social media data, rent payment tracking, buy now, pay later behavior, utility bill patterns, employer background checks. Some countries are even experimenting with social credit systems, rating behavior to control access to services. The idea is always the same. Quantify character. But when you automate morality, you end up punishing people not for who they are, but for how well they can play the system. 5. What should we measure? If we're going to score people, maybe we should ask. Do they care for others? Do they contribute to their community? Do they act with honesty and consistency? Do they get back up after life knocks them down? These can't be measured by late fees. Because a person's worth is not a score. It's not a ratio. It's not a line of code. Final thought. The invention of credit scoring might have made the economy more efficient. But it also made it less forgiving. Less personal. Less human. The old way had flaws. But at least someone saw your face. Maybe it's time we built a new way to measure trust. One that doesn't forget the person behind the profile. Chapter 8: When Work Doesn't Pay. Why